You are not just a man, you are not just a woman. You are the form of Akal Purkh in this world. Rise above these genders. Do not be hurt. I'm saying this to my beloved sisters and my beloved brothers. If somebody discriminates on you because you are a woman, because you are a man, because you are obese, whether you are short, whether you are dark-skinned, fair-skinned, all of these attributes have to do with our physical body. My beinti to you personally, not for the society and the world, but to you physically, all my beloved brothers and sisters, is this: do not take these things and allow them to affect your spiritual state of mind. Always stay in the Rang of Akal Purkh. The reality is, those that speak false, there is no point in indulging in such foolish conversations. Do not consider them to be bad, because when you start indulging in them being bad, you bring this pain upon yourself and you put yourself down, Pyareo. You are the form of Akal Purkh. Akal Purkh resides within you. Meditate on God's name and remove your homme. Once you realize this, it doesn't matter somebody discriminates against your body, against your religion, against your ethnicity, against your accent, where you were born, what you do, pero you are not this body anyways. Reason why we go into these indulgences and these anxieties and these depressions is we forget that we're something beyond this body. Once we attach, because the pains that come to our body, these names that get called out, they come to our body, this discrimination happens to our body, you can achieve great things. People like Mata Pakar, you can achieve great things like Bibi Nanaki Ji, you can achieve great things like Mata Kivi Ji, like by Taru Singh Ji, like by Mani Singh Ji, because they knew our body can be cut into pieces. It means absolutely nothing to us. Gursikha man har Preet har naam har teri Raam Raje. Pero this is their true love. Satnam Sri Vaheguru Sahib Ji. Gursikha man har Preet hai, har naam har teri Raam Raje. कर सेव है पूरा सतगुरु, भुख जाए लह मेरी। गुरसिखा की भुख सब गई, तिन पिछै होर खाए कनेरी। जन नानक हर पुन बीजिया, फिर तोट न आवै हर पुन केरी। सलोक महला पहला, पहला सुच्चा आप होए, सुच्चै बैठा आए। सुच्चे अग्गै रखियोन, कोई न पिटियो जाए। सुच्चा होए कै जेविया, लग्गा पढ़न सलोक। कोथी जाई सटिया, किस एहो लग्गा दोख। अन्न देवता पानी देवता, बैसंतर देवता लूण। बंजवा पाया किरत, ता होआ पाक पवित। पापी स्यों तन गड्ढिया, थुक्का पईया तित। जित मुख नाम न ऊच रह, बिन नावै रस खाहे। नानक एवै जानिए, तित मुख थुक्का पाहे। महला पहला। भंड जम्मीऐ भंड निम्मीऐ, भंड मंगण भी आहो। भंडो होवै दोस्ती, भंडो चलै राहो। भंड मुआ भंड भालीऐ, भंड होवै बंदान। सो क्यों मंदा आखिए, जित जम्मह राजान। भंडो ही भंड ऊपजै, भंडै बाज ना कोय। नानक भंडै बाहरा, एको सच्चा सोय। जित मुख सदा सालाहीऐ, भागा रती चार। नानक ते मुख ऊजले, तित सच्चै दरबार। पौड़ी। सब को आखै आपना, जिस नाही सो चुन कढीऐ। कीता आपो आपना, आपे ही लेखा संडीऐ। जा रहना नाही ऐत जग, ता कायत गारब हंडीऐ। मंदा किसै ना आखिऐ, पढ़ अखर एहो बुझीऐ। मूर्ख है नाल ना लुझीऐ। मंदा किसै ना आखिऐ, पढ़ अखर एहो बुझीऐ। मूर्ख है नाल ना लुझीऐ। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। गुरु प्यारी साध संगत जी, Sache Pacha Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Tan Tan, Aap Narayan Kalatar, Jagmay Parverio, that form of Akal Purkh that came into this world to show us the reality, to enlighten us, to make us merge back into Akal Purkh. Akal Purkh came into this world so that some lost being like myself is not able to see God throughout this entire creation, so we do many, many acts. But because we connect to the physical, therefore Guru Nanak Dev Ji came, Akal Purkh, God came in a physical form. Pyaro, just like we read in Sri Asa Di Vaar, the Bani, everything Sache Pacha is saying in this Bani is either Pakhand da Khandan or Brahmand da Mandan. Either it's condemning hypocrisy or it's praising the Creator and this creation itself. So Pyaro, here in these sloks, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha first, they condemn the hypocrisy that somebody is doing so many physical acts to become pure, make their body pure, make their food pure, but yet on the inside they're still full of filth. So good is only having purity on the outside and not having purity on the inside. And the second, when people go after this sense of purity, they even begin to discriminate, whether it's through caste, and here there's discrimination happening through gender as well. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha is condemning that gender discrimination as well against the female, against the woman. And Sache Pacha explains to us that if you want to truly walk that path of spirituality and connect to Akal Purkh, you must rise above these things. You must rise above genders. You must rise above this concept of purity of your food and these other things. And don't become so prideful of over these physical things. Don't interact with those things which you know are going to pull you into this world and make you forget your true path. So don't argue with fools. So Pyareo, when we want to understand this, let's first look at Guru Ram Das Ji Sache Pacha Ji Shand, in which the Maryada is to sing with Sri Asa Di Vaar. Sache Pacha says, Gursikha man har Preet hai, har naam har teri Raam Raje. Sache Pacha says that those Gursikhs, they have such love inside of their minds with Akal Purkh. Not only do they love Akal Purkh, but they also love Akal Purkh's naam. Pero this love is the true love. Any other love in this world is either not completely selfless, or it is something that is just an infatuation, Pyareo. Something that is just a false color. But once these Gursikhs, somebody who is learning from the Guru, somebody who's become a student, Pyareo, in order to become a student, what do you need to be? Murda hoye murid, na galli hovna. Murda means a dead body. Murid, Pyareo, means a student, a disciple. How do you truly become a Sikh? How do you truly become a disciple? This is when you completely become dead for the things in the world. The things, the social customs that people have created. No, you do not care about anything. You only care for your love of Akal Purkh and for your love for what the Guru says and the Guru's Maryada. No other influence can affect you in your mind. So Gursikha, man har Preet hai. Har naam, har teri Raam Raje. My love, the Gursikh is saying, is with my Akal Purkh and Akal Purkh's name, the naam of Akal Purkh. Kar seva pura Satguru, Pukh jai leh meri. And when this Gursikh does complete seva for their Guru, what type of seva? When with their hands and feet, Pyareo, they serve the Guru's house, and whilst doing the seva with their hands and feet, beginning physically, their mind has completely become immaculate. And when in this complete state of immaculate, they are reciting and meditating in God's name constantly. Pero that is the perfect seva. When they are constantly living, Kar seva pura Satguru, you're doing the perfect seva of the perfect Guru. Pukh jai leh meri. Then all other desires, all other hungers of this world, they all just fall away. Bikhe banafika, tyagri sakhiye, naam maharas piyo. All other tastes, they all just fall away. Jaise ranga kusumbaka. Bikhe banafika, tyagri sakhiye, Naam maha ras piyo. The truth is, pyareo, this type of ras, of this love of the Guru, is so sweet, everything else does not taste as sweet as that anymore. Once you have this gem, this taste, this experience, why would somebody even want to go back to the something else? Because somebody is saying that is what pleasure is. But these Gursikhs are now saying, no, you're saying these things are bondages, but no, this is that bondage to my Guru. This is that bondage, this is my Maryada. This is the things that I follow. This is my way of life to my Guru. I attach myself to Guru, but this attachment breaks all other attachments. It breaks all other bondages from the world. It is something that truly liberates me. Kar seva pura Satguru, phukh jaye leh meri. All other hungers, once I've reached that state of doing the perfect, complete seva, of constantly merging my mind and heart into that naam of my Guru, all other tastes mean nothing. All flavors are flavorless to me. They're tasteless to me. All physical hungers of mine, they've been dispelled. All mind's desires of mine, I have no mind's desire of mine anymore, because now I'm experiencing and living in bliss. Pyaro, the form of God is bliss. Sat Chit Anand Swarup Paramatma. It is the form of Anand. When you experience that true Anand, all these other false flavors mean absolutely nothing. Gursikha ki phukh sab gayi. Not just one hunger is gone. Not just the taste of the tongue, or the taste of the eyes, the desire of the eyes or the ears and the hands. No. All tastes, all phukh, all hungers, whether it be of the mind towards wealth, whether it be of lust, whether it be of the physical body, whether it be of the desire to move and away from your pains of life and go into just mind's bliss. Pyareo, the state of mind's bliss is not what true Anand Swarup is. That is where you are completely immersed and there's nothing other than the Anand Swarup Paramatma. There's no way you could be shifted out of that state of Anand anymore, because you've become one with that form. Gursikha ki phukh sab gayi. Why would a Gursikh be standing in front of Guru Tegh Bahadur Sache Pacha Bhai Mati Das Ji and having a saw cut through their body and saying that this is bliss, I do not have any other desires? Why would somebody like Bhai Taru Singh Ji have their head, their khopadi, their scalp removed and saying that I love my case so much, I'll remove my entire body because I was doing seva of those Gursikhs, I was doing seva of my Guru, because I have no other desires. You can try to bribe me with anything. Pyareo, the Chote Sahibzade, Vadde Sahibzade. How many Singhs and Singhaniya throughout our history have been tried to be bribed, but no, they say I experienced the true taste of my love, of my Guru. All these other things mean absolutely nothing to me, Pyareo. Gursikha ki phukh sab gayi. Tin pichhe hor khaye kaneri. Pyareo, if you look, when we remember the Shaheed Singhs and Singhaniya as well, ਤਿੰਨ ਪਿੱਛੇ, those that connect to those Gursikhs as well, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ, those that follow these types of Gursikhs, Gursikha ki phukh sab gayi, those Gursikhs that have no other hunger, no desire in this world, even in current times, even in past times in history, these Gursikhs, these Mahapurukhs, these saints, these sadhus, those that have no desire for the world, those that do their sangat, those that sit in their company and learn from them, the truth is, because those Gursikhs are going to be speaking about the truth of the Guru and going to be speaking about their experience of Naam, these other Gursikhs get inspired by that and all of their desires get removed as well. Tin pichhe hor khaye kaneri, many of them, they also experience this same bliss once they go into the sangat of those sadhus. We sit here today and we speak about the history of Bhai Taru Singh Ji, but how many Singhs and Singhaniya, how many Bibiyan today are being inspired by the stories of Bhai Taru Singh Ji to keep their case? How many Singhs are being inspired today by the history of Bhai Mani Singh Ji, that it doesn't matter what the world can bribe you, you're willing to have your body cut into bits for the love of your Guru? When we hear the Sakhiya of Baba Deep Singh Ji, how many of us today are being inspired today that age does not matter, our love for our Guru, when we cut off our heads, we remove every desire of our mind, then we walk this path, then we are completely fearless. When we walk this path, we know my Guru is residing deep inside of my heart. Even my body can be cut into bits, but my love will still be true. I can still continue to walk that path. What can this world do to me? We follow this path and we are inspired by this, Pyareo. This is why if we follow not just the path of the Guru, but Gursikha andar Satgur varta, we follow the path of those great Gursikhs, Singhs and Singhaniya. Don't follow the fads and the celebrities of today, pyareo. All of these false people will just die into the false. If you connect to those that have become the truth, pyareo, the truth is you follow their path. You listen to, don't doubt what these Gursikhs say either. If they say rise above gender, rise above caste, rise above the doubts of your mind, do not doubt the Guru, do not question the Guru, instead follow the feet of the Guru. Pyareo, when we follow those Gursikhs, the truth is they are speaking from something that they are living, experiencing, and they see the person who is asking these doubtful questions, they see them asking in doubt, and they say, my concern is not your question, my concern is you are living your life in doubt and pain. Listen to this and let me remove your pain so you can experience the same bliss that Gursikh may be experiencing as well. Gursikha ki bhukh sab gayi, tin pichhe hor khaye kaneni. Many follow that path and experience that bliss as well. Jan Nanak har pun bijya. And oh my Nanak, Sache Pacha here is saying that if you plant the harpun, the greatest pure action that you could do, what is the greatest deed you can do is plant the seed of Naam, harpun. Bijya. When you take Hari's Naam and you plant it inside of your mind, you plant it inside of your life, inside of your heart, you plant it now, you will receive the fruits of that. And pyareo, there is no fruit like that that is as sweet. All other fruits, they may look sweet on the outside, but they are full of pus, they are full of poison. All other fruits, but the fruit of Naam, the fruit of my Guru, is full of bliss. Pyareo, Raja Raam khakriyan bare pakaye, kine bujan hara khaye. A khakri is a mango-like fruit. It is not a mango. It grows on a thorn bush. On the outside, it looks like a beautiful mango, but inside it's full of poisonous pus, white pus. It is tasteless. It tastes sour, and it is not healthy for the body. But if you look at a mango, outside it looks the exact same as this plant, as this fruit called khakri. But this mango is full of nectar, full of sweet juice. And like that, if you plant the seed of the harpun, the true deed, the true Hari's Naam, harpun bijya, fir tot na aave harpun keri, then you never ever have to go and chase after other tastes anymore. Because if you plant this, the treasure of this nectar will never come to an end. You will continue to experience it. It is not like you go into an experience, you spend time with somebody and you go away and you say that now I'm sad, why do I not experience that bliss anymore? No, that means you have not completely planted that seed of Naam inside of you. Pyare, we are inspired by Sangat, but let's not move away from Sangat and say that just by spending time and having worldly bliss and validation that I felt validated and I felt accepted. That is not why we do Sangat. That is a positive outcome of Sangat, yes. When you go into Sangat, positive Sangat, you do feel bliss, but do not just do Sangat because you want to feel validated and you want to feel accepted. That is not the purpose. Your purpose is to do Sangat so you can be inspired by those Gursikhs and plant Guru's Naam inside of your heart and live your life, because that true bliss, whether you have friends tomorrow, whether somebody validates you, whether somebody is putting a knife through your throat and saying turn your face away from your Guru, you will say that no, I have that ras, you can cut my body into bits. Fir tot na aave harpun keri, the treasure of my beloved Akal Purkh's nectar never comes to an end. You never will stop experiencing bliss whether your body is here or it isn't here. But we must rise above these things. That is the message of what Guru Ram Das Ji is saying here. So Pyareo, in this next slok, the first slok that is attached to this body, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha, when they traveled to the city of Kanpur, with them was Bhai Mardana Ji. And whilst traveling there, Bhai Mardana Ji noticed that in this city, as people walked down the street, there's this one spot on the side of the road where whoever walked past the city, they would spit. Some people would be chewing tobacco, some people wouldn't be. And they would spit on the side of this road. As they were spitting on the side of this road, Bhai Mardana Ji turned to Guru Nanak Dev Ji and asked, "Oh my Guru Nanak Dev Ji, oh my Akal Purkh, why are people spitting on the side Why that spot? What does the spit mean? And Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha, they recite these lines here. And the root pankti, the main line that this entire sloka is revolving around, is this: Jit mukh naam na uchare, bin naame ras khaye, Nanak eva janiya, tit mukh thukka paye. Which means that mouth that does not recite God's name, that does not utter or recite, meaning physically recite, Jit mukh naam na uchare, bin naame ras khaye. They do not recite God's name, they do not remember God, yet they go after many worldly tastes. Bin naame ras khaye. You can eat shatti prakar de bhojan, 36 different varieties of different foods, sweet, sour taste. And some people, pyareo, they do not even remember God's blessings before they begin to eat their dinner or their breakfast every day. Those people that eat without remembering God's name, pyareo, Sache Pacha saying this is their state. The people that are spitting on the side of the road, do not think that they're just spitting on the side of the road. No, it is like equivalent to those people that do not recite God's name. Their state is they also get spat upon as well. Nanak eva janiye tit mukh thukka paye. That ground is filthy. Yes, it is jhutha. It is such a place which is not clean. But one thing that is also not clean, know this to be the true thing that is unclean, is the mouth, the mind, the bodies of those that are sinners, that do not remember God's name, that only go after sensual, physical pleasures of the world. Once somebody connects to Naam, like as we said before, all of this is absolutely means nothing. Bikhe banafika, tyagari sakhiye, Naam maharas piyo, that great taste, that great nectar is beyond all of this. So let's focus on the first line. Salok mahalla pehla, pehla sucha aap hoye, sucha baitha aaye. There was a riti done by Brahmins where the food that somebody would eat, it must be made in such a pure way. It must be brought in front of the Brahman to a place where it is completely pure. So the Brahman would make a circle around a specific area where he would do nothing other than meditating or eating. He would sit down. In that area, nobody of low caste, no woman, nobody that has not taken a bath is allowed to enter that area, in that personal circle of that Brahman. When that Brahman would sit, he would first cleanse himself. Then he would sit on this pure spot. After that, the pure food is brought out, and making sure nobody has touched that food. Nobody has tasted that food before. The fruit is brought out, and then he begins to read his salok. He reads his salok, then he begins to eat the food. But what happens when this Brahman eats the food? Inside of his mind is full of filth. When he eats that food, it is put into a spot, because outside he's being pure, but inside he's completely impure. The food that was pure on the outside, yes, the food was pure, but now he's putting that food in the inside, and the food has become completely impure now, because the inside is impure. When it goes, it digested, and guess what it turns into? Something after it's digested, it turns into what we call, once the Brahman eats the food, it goes inside, and guess what it turns after it digests? It turns into feces, what we call human waste. And when this human waste is obviously coming out of the body of the Brahman, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha is saying that is considered impure, because look at the body of the human. Anything that touches the human body, eventually it becomes impure. Pyareo, we read the shabad of Sache Pacha. Roop tup sugandhata kapar pogad. You could have many different beauties that you put on your face. You put on makeups, you put powders on your face, you put different types of clothes on your body, you put different scents and fragrances on your body, you scent yourself with different oils even. Roop tup sugandhata kapar pogad. Kapar, you wear beautiful different clothes, and you indulge in different types of foods. You eat different types of foods, But all of these beauties and delicacies of the world that are first considered pure, pyareo, once it touches the body of this filthy human, of a sinner, mirat sang papishta tan, once it touches the body of this sinner human, guess what it turns into? Hoy durgad. It turns into something that's absolutely filthy. You put on oils, you put on makeup in the morning, but when it comes time to the evening, it must be washed away. The thing that was so clean and pure before, once the sweat has gone into it, even if all of that must be removed. The clothes that you wear, in the morning you wash it, you scent it, you iron it. But after it's touched this body, the body sweats. After maybe even a few hours after wearing these clothes, the clothes start to have that stench, that smell that was coming from the body of that human. Anything that comes into contact with the human, it always ends up turning into something that is not completely pure. You have food, you have water, you cleanse your body with the water, but the water will become impure. Pyareo, this is the state of a sinner's body. No matter what you do, no matter what is touching the body of that sinner, Sache Pacha is saying that thing will become durgad. It will turn into complete waste. But here, Pyareo, do not take this complete U-turn. Sache Pacha is trying to explain something with babek here. Anything that Sache Pacha is condemning in Sri Asa Di Vaar, it is done with babek. Meaning that, look, there is some truth to it, but then it's completely been taken out of context and now it has become a false action. This does not mean you stop eating food hygienically. This does not mean that you go and you start eating filthy food, that you do not cleanse your body, that you do not cleanse the place where you sit, that you do not read the mantras or Gurbani shabads before you eat the food, and especially when you create the food. Because, pyareo, the maryada of the Guru's house is that when the langar is being served, langar is being made, that Gurbani is constantly being read. Those that are reading Gurbani, they create the food and the food is being served, and those that are eating that food, pyareo, that vibration that is in that food will begin to affect that person. But if the person that's eating that food is completely full of mal, kam, krodh, lobh, ankar, full of lust, full of vices, then no matter what pure food you try to feed that person, the person will always try to remain, because that food is pure. And once it touches the body of that sinner, pyareo, even that food, it turns into waste once it comes out the other end. Meaning, do not just attach yourself to just the food being pure, cleanse your mind as well along with it. But pyareo, the marada is there when deg is being created, you must be reading Sri Japji Sahib Ji the Path. After, when the deg is being cooled, you must be reading Sri Anand Sahib Ji. Pyareo, Gurbani being read, it affects the food, affects the water. Vasache Pacha with babek, they're saying that, look at this Brahman. There is complete filth on the inside. He is not remembering God. He has completely forgotten God. Rabbanu bhul gaya, pura. He is just attached to the physical things. Pyareo, you could be attaching yourself to a way of eating, a way of doing anything, a way of dressing, a way of putting something onto the side and eating in a certain way. Pyareo, we ourselves practice the certain specific ways through the Guru's house to cook the food, to eat the food, to serve the food. But pyareo, the reality is, if you look into the depths of this, look into your own heart, are we forgetting Paramatma? If we are constantly remembering Paramatma, then do it. This does not mean you go and you use this and you go attack to somebody and they say that, why do you read Gurbani while you cook your food at a salt pakan? No, pyareo. The type of food, when you eat the food, jaisa an, taisa man. This is the type of environment this is the food that you take in. Sache Pacha is not condemning that act. They're here, they're condemning something. That first the Brahman, pehla sucha aap hoye. Pehla wo aap jaake ishnan karda. He goes and cleanses his body first. Sucha betha aaye. Then he goes and makes a circle and puts it around. And then he discriminates and says nobody else can come in. Sucha agge rakhe hon, koi na piteo jaye. Then the pure food is brought in front of him. He makes sure that nobody has touched it. Nobody has made it jhutha. Sucha hoye ka jevya. Then when he eats this food, jevya meaning eating. Sucha hoye ka jevya, he eats the pure food. Lagga padan salok. He reads the sloks. Pyaro, there was many sloks that would be read from the Gita and from the Veds. When he begins to read these sloks, maybe he does not even know what they mean. He is reading them. Kahuti jai satya. Kiseo lagga dok. But it's being thrown into a spot that is impure. Kahuti jai satya. It gets thrown into a filthy spot, the pure food. Kiseo lagga dok. So whose fault is this really? But if you look at this, the Brahman is not remembering Akal Purkh. The reality is of those that remember God, their bodies become pure as well. Those words become pure of those Gursikhs. The recitation, the vision of those Gursikhs become pure, and those hands, the feet, wherever those Gursikhs go, whatever they wear, whatever they eat, whatever they touch becomes pure as well. Whatever the Gursikhs are doing, they become the form of pure. So Guru Sahib Sache Pacha says that anybody that goes into their Sangat, they will become pure as well. But Pyaryo, this Pandit, this Brahman is not pure. So that's why the root line again is saying, Jit mukh naam na uchre, bin naave ras khaye nanak eve janiya tit mukh tukka pai. That person, because spit is something that is completely known to be impure. If something is spat upon, that item, whether it's clothes, whether it's food, it must be cleansed. It cannot be eaten. So therefore, this person is saying that I want to eat something that is pure, but his own spit is impure, his own body is impure. Sachi Pacha then says, Anna Devta, Pani Devta, Basantar Devta Loon. This is referring to, look, these things are full of power. These things would be referred to as deities, as Devte as well. Anna meaning food, the grains. Anna Devta, Pani Devta, water itself is a power. Basantar meaning fire is a power, is a Shakti. Loon and the salt, which gives taste, which helps digest. You have food, you have water, you have fire, and you have salt. These four things is how when you eat something, then it turns. This is the way it turns into food and you put it into your body. First, the food is cooked. Water is added into you. Drink the water with it. Look, the water is going into your body and it's giving you energy. It allows you to have circulation of your blood. It allows your brain and your heart to function. It allows you to speak. It gives you life. The food gives you energy, gives you the energy to move and think. The fire in your body, it gives you the energy to do tasks. It gives you the energy to be able to digest that food, inside of your stomach, the fire of your stomach. And then the loon, pero this helps you digest that food and it helps you perform certain tasks. All of them are giving energy to your body as well. When these things come together, it digests the food. The taste of your tongue, when you're tasting the tongue, it allows you to eat the food. You eat the anna and the pani. Panjva paya kirt. When you put this ghee, this butter inside, the fifth item is added into this food, then it is considered to be pure. The Brahman is eating the food. These five things are placed in front of him. It is cooked on the fire. The tastes are there. There's water, there's food. And when butter is added onto the food, just like some of you may love saag, but when there's butter put on top of that saag, you love that food. When you love your dal and your roti, but when you have your prashada, when there is butter, then it is known to be pure. It is known to be great and tasteful. Panjva paya kirt. Ta hoa pak pavit. Then that cooked food is now completely known to be pure. It is clean, it is pure, it is ready to be eaten. It is completely edible now. The Brahman and everybody is looking upon the food and they're saying, wow, what a beautiful delicacy. What a great dessert. What a great feast. What a great entree. Let's eat this. Ta hoa pak pavit. Papi syontan gadya thukka paya tit. But look at what happens when this food meets the puppy. Then that taste may be tasting sweet, but is going with the saliva. is going with the spit. When it touches that person who is impure, it has become impure. When it goes into the body, the food has now become not sucha according to you, because nobody else is allowed to touch it anymore. And because you are a sinner, that food is now worth spitting upon, and you are worth spitting upon as well. Papi syun tan gadya, thukka paya tit, jit mukh naam na uchre. In this same way, just like that food that comes out the other end is now complete waste, human waste, feces. In the same way, what the true essence what Sache Pache is saying is here, if you do not recite God's name, you are equivalent to human waste. Not reciting God's name, I repeat, you waste your life, your body, everything you do. It is equivalent to human waste, even cow dung. Remember we read previously in Asa Di Vaar, Go Brahman ko kar lavo gobar tarna jai. Even what the Khatris and the Brahmins used to do, they used to take cow dung. They used to apply it to their foreheads, and they used to use it to worship. Cow dung. Across India today, it still gets used in the form to dry them, turn it into patiyan, and use them to burn the coal. Gohe ate lakdi andar kida hoy, which we read in the previous sloks. Even that cow dung is being used for something, but human waste is absolutely useless. Sache Pacha is saying you are useless just like that human waste. That's why, therefore, you are equivalent to being spat upon if you do not remember God's name. Pyareo, there is a sewer system, and there is a sarovar. A sarovar is considered to be pure water, clean water. Pyareo, the maryada of a sarovar is this. When you go to the sarovar, you do not just touch the sarovar with dirty hands. You must clean your hands and feet before you enter that Gurdwara Sahib. With your hands and feet, you cannot touch your feet and then touch the sarovar. This is according to Purani Mahapurukhs and Sadhus. And even through the Guru's house Maryada, when you go to the sarovar, you cannot just drink from the sarovar and then touch your jute hands with the sarovar again. Only when we do Sangat of Gursikhs, then we realize these things. You wash your hands, you take from the sarovar, you step back, and then you drink the chula from that sarovar. You wash your hands and feet because you wash them there. You wash your hands and feet, and then you go inside the Guru's house. The sarovar is pavitra. Somebody is going and they're doing ishnan inside of the sarovar. They're cleansing their body. But they do not go into that sarovar full of mud on their body. No, even somebody that has normal wits, if they're just coming from a task of construction or they fell into mud, somebody will say, let me go do it, take a bath in the well over there. Let me go do ishnan in the washroom over there, in the shower over there. Then I will go and do ishnan in the shower, in the sarovar. Nobody will become fully full of filth and go into the sarovar, pyareo. Nowadays, this is the teaching that is given to these Gursikhs. But if there is, what I'm trying to say is compare it to something that is a sewer. That is water as well, but it's filthy. Somebody is spitting into filth. Somebody is defecating, urinating. Somebody throws their trash, throws their rubbish into that water. Nobody cares because it is full of filth. These people are walking past and they're spitting into this sewer. They're spitting into the side of the road because that place is already impure. Sache Pacha is saying that look in human waste. Anything that touches human waste is completely wasteless. You are equivalent to human waste. You are equivalent to being spat upon in that same way. Jit mukh naam na uchare. That mouth that does not utter God's name. Binna veras khai. And then they eat food without remembering God. Pyareo, I make this binti to you. Anytime you eat your food, do not forget to remember Akal Purkh. Jina saas gras na visre, harna ma man mand. Throughout each and every breath, but in each and every morsel of food you eat, every bite, every kinka, every bit of food that goes and touches your tongue, remember God, that this is a blessing from your Akal Purkh. Dadda data ek hai, sabko devanhar. Dinde todna aave gant pare pandar. My Akal Purkh is always giving. But if you eat your food without remembering Akal Purkh, pyareo, you're eating just to fill your stomach. Trig eveha jivya jin khaye vidaya pet. Cursed is the living of those people that just eat and eat to fill their stomach and grow their stomach. And they grow their stomach more and more, just they can't control their weight. They can't control their eating. Not because I'm saying because of a medical condition. No. I'm saying because of the taste of their tongue and because they forget God. I'm not putting anybody down. No, pyare, that's not what I'm doing. I'm saying control the taste of your tongue. And through each and every morsel of food, if you remember that this is a blessing from God, the truth is that food will always be benefiting your health as well. Pyare, jind mukh naam na uchare, bin na veras khaye. They eat and they indulge in the pleasures of the world without remembering Akal Purkh. Nanak eve janiyat tet mukh thakka paye. They're equivalent to being spat upon. What Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha says here in the next panktiyan, in the next salok, pyareo, is sometimes this Pandit is a sinner himself and he's creating discrimination towards others with his food. But now Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying that we also do this based on caste and we do this based on gender. Throughout previously in India, throughout those times, not just India but throughout the entire world, during these times, a woman would be considered even worth less than a man's shoe. Not just a man's foot, but worse than a man's shoe. There would be the four castes. Below them, there would be the slaves, those untouchables. But even below the untouchables, there would be the woman. Pero, this is how it used to be. Past. But out of anybody, throughout the ages, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is the first person to stand up for the equality of these women. For our mothers, for our sisters, for our daughters. Pyareo, there was a time when Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha is sitting in their darbar. Many Gursikhs are sitting. In comes a family who was a Grihasti Gursikh, somebody who was married. With him came his wife, with him came his daughter, with him came his son. And when this family entered the house of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, they sat down and there was many families, there was many women. Somebody came and asked and said, "Oh Guru Nanak Dev Ji, why do you have women sitting in your darbar as well? They should not be here. They should not be meditating. They cannot reach enlightenment. It is the man's job." Pyare, used to be thought that a woman, once she dies, she does good actions here, then she gets reborn as a man and then she can attain enlightenment. Pyaro, that is not the way that Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying. Avar Allah Nuru Paya Kudrat ke sab bande. Akal Purkh's light works through everybody. Even Bhai Gurdas Ji said, Ard Sriri Mokh Dwar. That wife, that woman is 50% of the man's body. And she is the path that leads this man through this household lifestyle. She can allow that man to obtain enlightenment and reach their dasam dwar and attain liberation. Pyaro, this is what Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha is saying here. They're saying that why do you say this pand? That is a word that used to be referred to woman. There are many different ways that this pand shabad could be used. Some vidwans say pand is used jidan pa kehde ne pandana. Something that is always you're ridiculing something, and because women would always be ridiculed upon, therefore the word pand is used for them. By Veer Singh and others, they say that this shabad pand also means in Sanskrit, it means lucky. Lucky, but it would be used in a sarcastic way because the woman would be deemed unlucky. That whatever a woman touches, whatever a woman does, it is unlucky. That's why when a woman would give birth, when a woman would be on her menstrual cycle, she is known as impure, or she would be known as unlucky. Therefore, using this word pand would be a sarcastic way to say, why do you have these unlucky ones sitting in your darbar, O Guru Nanak Dev Ji? And here Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha is saying that look, first of all, You are not just a man, you are not just a woman. You are the form of Akal Purkh in this world. Rise above these genders. Do not be hurt. I'm saying this to my beloved sisters and my beloved brothers. If somebody discriminates on you because you are a woman, because you are a man, because you are obese, whether you are short, whether you are dark-skinned, fair-skinned, all of these attributes have to do with our physical body. My beinti to you personally, not for the society and the world, but to you physically, all my beloved brothers and sisters, is this: do not take these things and allow them to affect your spiritual state of mind. Always stay in the Rang of Akal Purkh. The reality is, those that speak false, murkhan naal na lujiye. Those that speak false, there is no point in indulging in such foolish conversations. Do not consider them to be bad, because when you start indulging in them being bad, you bring this pain upon yourself and you put yourself down, pyareo. You are the form of Akal Purkh. Akal Purkh resides within you. Meditate on God's name and remove your homme. Once you realize this, it doesn't matter somebody discriminates against your body, against your religion, against your ethnicity, against your accent, where you were born, what you do, pero you are not this body anyways. Reason why we go into these indulgences and these anxieties and these depressions is that we forget we are this body. We forget that we're something beyond this body, Once we attach, because the pains that come to our body, these names that get called out, they come to our body, this discrimination happens to our body, you can achieve great things. People like Mata Pakar, you can achieve great things like Bibi Nanaki Ji, you can achieve great things like Mata Kivi Ji, like by Taru Singh Ji, like by Mani Singh Ji, because they knew our body can be cut into pieces. It means absolutely nothing to us. Gursikha man har Preet har Naam har teri Raam Raje. Pero this is their true love. So if we look into the Guru's house, this word pand would be used. Pyareo, Kavi Santokh Singh, they say this, that look at the blessed mother of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. That mother of Guru Nanak Dev Ji is so blessed. Look, her name is even Tripat, meaning somebody who's in a state of complete fulfillment, contentment. She's always in the state of bliss. That Mata whose name is Tripat, imagine what her state of being would be like when Akal Purkh is coming into her womb. That womb is blessed. That place is blessed where these saints come. Tinatan janindi mao, ay safal se. Blessed are those mothers in whom those wombs, those great saints take place. Those saints who are men or women, pyareo. Only through women can life exist in this world. Therefore, praise woman, because God is a creator, but a mother is also a creator as well. The man praises the creator, but do not forget to praise the creator of this human body as well. My first binti, rise above this human body. Do not let these things affect you. You are not a man, you are not a woman either. But when then we come into the physical world, we come into morality, and then we must deal with these issues, but not from our spiritual state of mind. We are dealing with these things socially. Here's Guru Nanak Dev Ji is condemning this act socially and practically. And they're saying, oh Pandit, you are saying that a woman should not be sitting in my darbar. A woman is unlucky. Why do you renounce, why do you condemn a woman in such way? Pyareo, Mata Tripata Ji, when Guru Nanak Dev Ji came into this world, Kavi Santokh Ji writes that the entire city, which is today known as Nanak Ana, where Guru Nanak Dev Ji ne Ana Kita, the place where Guru Nanak Dev Ji came into this world, that night, it was the dark night of the month of Katha. All the cats and dogs, they're silent. Everybody felt something, that there's some wondrousness happening in that city. Everybody did not feel irka or jealousy towards anybody. Everybody is singing God's praises. It was like there's complete bliss in the air. Even the Daulatan Dai that was going and begging for money and food and giving birth, give birth to all of these children. When she, the woman, the first person to lay eyes on the physical body of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, even her mind went complete bliss. When she was asked, how much money do you want? She even said to the father of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, "Oh, I've seen something that is so blissful. All this money, all this wealth that you say, sab bukh leh jaye. All this desire of mine is all gone. It means absolutely nothing to me." Pyareo, that is that blessing. The very person that gave birth to Akal Purkh in this physical world is a woman, Mata Tripta Ji. The first person to touch the feet, lay eyes on my beloved Guru Nanak Dev Ji is a woman, and the very first Gursikh who fell at the feet of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and the very first Sikh in the Sikh Panth is a woman, that is the elder sister, 5 years elder than Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Bebe Nanaki Ji. Why did Guru Nanak Dev Ji even come into that house? Because of the love, the cries of Bebe Nanaki Ji. Pyareo, when Guru Nanak Dev Ji would come back from their udasis, this is written in our history, the entire world would be bowing down to Guru Nanak Dev Ji at that point, when their sister would call out, have a desire inside of their heart that I want to see the blessed vision of my Guru Nanak, of my brother, of my God. Guru Nanak Dev Ji would come. Guru Nanak Dev Ji came back from their udasis, touched the feet of their elder sister. The sister jumped back and said, "Oh Guru Nanak Dev Ji, oh my form of Akal Purkh, why are you touching my feet? The entire world touches your feet. The entire world touches your charan. You control the entire world, not just this world, all of creation, from the beginning of time, before time, throughout the ages, today, and even when time is not even an element anymore, you will always remain true. Everything is the dust of your feet. Why do you come and touch my feet?" And my beloved Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, "Oh my beloved sister, because I touch your feet, because you are my elder sister. You are the first person to recognize me, and I came here not just to give you darshan now, but I came here to give you darshan in this world because of your love." Pyareo, this love of a sister, this love of a mother cannot have any equivalent in this entire world. Pyareo, that's why Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha is saying to that Pandit who is saying, why do you have women in your darbar? Why do you have women sitting with you? They're impure. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, do not forget this, that my Akal Purkh is the only person that is beyond a woman. My Akal Purkh is not man or woman. Keep that in mind. Akal Purkh is not man or woman. All of Gurbani that is written, we are trying to become a woman. We may be men, but we are trying to become a woman. We are a Jeev Roop Istri that is falling in love with my Paramatma. When we love that Akal Purkh, we love that beloved, because this love of this soul bride is the way, this path to reach my Akal Purkh. You must all become this form of love of my Akal Purkh as well. So here, only my Akal Purkh has no woman. They have no mother that gave birth to them. They have no brothers or sisters. They are the only one without a wife in this world. We all have relationships with women in one way or another. If we didn't, we wouldn't be born in this world. Therefore, praise a woman. They say, Jitmukh sada salahiye, Bhaga rati char, Nanak te mukujle tit sacha darbar. That mouth should be praised which recites God's name. My mother recited God's name. My sister recited God's name. Whether you are a man or whether you are a woman, if you recite God's name, you are praiseworthy. Pyareo, Pando hi pand upjay pandai baaj na koi. Nobody is without a woman in this world. Nanak pandai bahara eko sacha soy. Only my Akal Purkh, my Karta, is without a woman. Everybody else, Manla pehla, pand jammi hai, pand nimmi hai, pand mangan vi aho. You are born through a woman. Your mother gave birth to you. Praise her. Pand nimmi hai. You came into your mother's womb. Your mother took care, and your body was created in this mother's womb. This body which you say is so pure, it was created inside of a woman. Pand nimmi hai. Pand mangan vi aho. Tera mangana. Your engagement happened with a woman. Your wedding happened with a woman. You made this relationship with a woman. Your family was created throughout a woman. Pyareo, just like we say, the center of a family is a woman. Pyareo, the culture, the bliss, the rang inside of a family. Pyareo, I've seen this with my own eyes. I've seen mothers say this. My mother has said this as well. My brother said, I wish I had a daughter, because there's a difference between the rang, the relationship between a mother and a daughter, that may be different, even though it is very blissful, towards a mother and a son. That relationship, that color, the vibe that a daughter brings into the household, that blossoming is completely different, that a son may not be able to bring. Pyareo, Pand mangan viya ho, all of your culture, all of your society, your relationships that you make are based around this woman. Pando hove dosti, pando challe raho. Truly, she is a lucky one. Pando hove dosti. Truly, she is lucky because she brings luck into your life. You are lucky because you have built friendships with women. Pando challe raho. All of society, whether you believe it or you don't, it revolves around the capabilities, the powers, the shaktis of these women. Your society, your culture, it continues on because of this. Your generations live only because of the power, the creative power of this woman. Pandumua pandapali hai, pand hove bandan. When a woman dies, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying that according to your culture, guess what you do? A woman dies and you go and you can't do yag. You cannot even practice God without a woman. You need to get remarried, because a widowed man cannot do yag. So therefore you go, Pandumwa, Pandapali, you go look for another woman to help you in doing spiritual acts. But if a woman is still alive and the husband dies, the woman is widowed, then according to your customs, you take the woman and you throw her into the fire, because she cannot exist without the man. Maharaj ji, Guru Amar Das Ji, they even condemned the act of sati, that a woman can live on freely without her husband, even if the husband has passed. But look, according to you, Pandmua Pandapali, you look for another woman. You have this this attachment with another woman. Pandhova Bandan. You make this bondages with women. Your culture is revolving around that. So kyo manda akhiya jit jamme rajan. So why do you attach yourselves? Why do you attach yourselves to this dominant self of yours and say that we are greater and the woman cannot practice taram, the woman cannot attain liberation and all of these acts? No. Praise a woman, because even the kings you praise Sri Ramchandra Ji. Sri Ramchandra Ji, when he went on into the jungle, but even he could not stay without his wife Sita. Your Sri Krishna Ji was born from woman. Your Shri Ramchandra Ji was born from woman. All your Pandavas, all your Yadavs, all your kings of this world that you praise, that you follow their command. No, follow the command of the woman as well, because through her, all of these kings came into birth. The root thing trying to say here is, do not condemn women, rise above these genders and praise God, because whether you are a man, whether you are a woman, if you do not recite God's name, you will indulge in these conflicts and you will not be able to attain true bliss. So kyo manda akhiya jit jamme rajan, even kings are born from her. Pando hi pand upje, panda baj na koi. Even from woman is born. The sustenance of this creation cannot exist. Life cannot exist even from woman. The woman that you praise, the woman that you condemn, that is also coming from woman, Pyareo. We say mother nature. We say mother in the form of Akal Purkh. You are our mother, O Akal Purkh. Pyareo, praise your mothers. Praise your sisters. Respect your daughters as well. Pando hi pand upja, panda baj na koi. Nobody can exist if it wasn't for woman. Without woman, there wouldn't be any life, human life. Oh Pandit, your spiritual acts, your spiritual gurus, even Guru Nanak Dev Ji, oh my beloveds, would not be here today if it wasn't for Mata Tripta Ji and for Bebe Nanaki Ji. Nanak Pandai Bahra Eko Sacha Soy. Even though Guru Nanak Dev Ji had a physical mother, had a physical sister, had a physical wife, Pyareo, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the true sense of Akal Purkh, is without woman. They're liberated. The truth is, if you meditate on Akal Purkh, whether you're a man or woman, you truly become the form of Akal Purkh, and you are not part of these societies' ways anymore. In the world, they condemn. Some condemn men, some condemn women. Nowadays, women are going and they're condemning men for many things as well. But do not go and do these things. Nanak Pandeh Bahara, Eko Sacha Soy, praise my Akal Purkh. Akal Purkh is the only one without any woman, any man, any relationship. My Akal Purkh is Ajuni Sapang. My Akal Purkh is Akal Murat. Akal Purkh is without any form. My Akal Purkh is without fear, without any conflict. My Akal Purkh is self-sustaining. My Akal Purkh is not born, does not die, does not come into reincarnation, is self-illuminating, has always been there. My Akal Purkh was never born. So praise that. Jit Mukh Sada Salahi hai, because Akal Purkh is completely genderless. Akal Purkh is the most powerful. Jit Mukh Sada Salahi hai, the mouth that praises that, just like we read previously. In the previous slok, the mouth that does not recite God's name, that mouth is worthy to spit on. That mouth is impure. But no, the woman is not impure. The mouth that does not recite God's name is impure. But those that praise the light of Akal Purkh working through everybody, and those that praise Akal Purkh themselves, Jit Mukh Sada Salahiya Paga Rati Char, on top of their forehead, Pero Paga, great fortunate, great fortune, great Pag, or ordained on their forehead. Paga Rati Char, Rati meaning a great jewel, Pero a great beautiful, Char meaning beauty, beauteous. Their future, their path, their living is so beautiful that when they praise Akal Purkh, Nanak te mukh ujle, their faces are shining in this world and in God's court, in the next worlds, in front of Dharmaraj, when your accounts are going to be read. Whatever you do in this world, pyaro, those are the accounts that are going to go with you when you do Jit Mukh Sada Salahiya Paga Rati Char, Nanak te mukh ujle, Tit Sacha Darbar, in Akal Purkh's Darbar, in the presence of Akal Purkh, your face is always glowing in this world and the next world. So pyaro, that's the form that you want to become in Pauri Sache Pacha sums all of this up. Let's just briefly touch on it. Pauri sabko aakhe apna, jis nahi sochun kadhi hai. Everybody in this world, whether it's you're a Brahman, you're saying this is my way of doing suchanta. Whether you're a woman, you're saying God is mine. Whether you're a man, you're saying God is mine. Sabko aakhe apna. Whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Hindu, whether you're a Christian, whatever it may be, you're saying God is my way is the best. Sabko aakhe apna. Everybody is saying God is mine. Jis nahi sochun kadhi hai. And then you say some people that aren't according to us, that God is not protecting them, God is not according to them, God does not sustain them. So you throw them out. But the reality is, can they escape God? Can they escape the creation of Akal Purkh? No. Akal Purkh will always take care of them. Akal Purkh is always theirs as well. Whether they are not according to your faith, whether they are your gender, whether they are not, they will always be protected by Akal Purkh. Akal Purkh will always be theirs as well. So don't claim your rights on God. Instead, just fall at the feet of Akal Purkh, because the only true thing that matters, you need to be doing the Suchamta. You need to be praising God. But make sure whilst doing this, what is coming to your mind? What actions, in which way are you doing this? Gita apo apna. Whatever you do, ape hi lekha sandiya. That is the type of lekha, that is the type of accounts that you write, and you are going to have to either bear for those accounts, settle for those accounts. Ape hi lekha sandiya, based on what you do in this world, pyareo, that is how your accounts are. That is how your future consequences, your karmas, the form of karma, those are the fruits that you will have to bear based on the pon that you plant inside of this world. Because the truth is, you are above man, woman, Shudra, Vash, Brahman, purity, impurity. You are much above this. You're not going to stay in this world anyway. You know you're not going to stay in this world anyway. So then why be so proud of the things in this world? Why be so egotistical? Takayat garab handi hai. Why are you so proud of the physical beauty? Why are you so proud of your wealth? Why are you so proud of what caste and what gender you are? Don't put pride into those things. No. Ja rehna nahi aith jag tak kayat garab handi hai. Manda kisai na akhi hai. But akhar eho bujhi hai. If you are a man, do not call woman bad. And pyareo, if you are a woman, do not call man bad. If you are a Brahman, do not call a Sudra bad. If you are a scholar, do not call the illiterate bad. If you are illiterate, do not call the scholar bad. Pyareo, manda kisai na akhi hai. Kalpurk resides through everybody. Do not go and quarrel in such ways. But akhar eho bujhi hai. Read Gurbani, read the Guru Shabad, and understand these words. Understand this. Rise above. Murkha naal na lujhi hai. Do not argue with a fool. Pyareo, what type of words that should you be speaking? Baba bolna kya kahi hai? जैसे राम नाम रव रही है संतन स्यों बोले उपकारी मूर्ख स्यों बोले चख मारी बोलत बोलत बड़े बेकारा बिन बोले क्या करे बिचारा. What do you do when you argue with somebody? Sometimes the other person is a fool and they're arguing. Do not call them bad, no. But do not go and quarrel in such foolish arguments. They are speaking out of anger. There's a spark being lit and you take that spark and you light yourself on fire. You grow this fire inside of your family and the family goes into chaos. But it's just based on somebody said something in anger and then you said something back and it grows and grows. You do this with your wife. You do this with your children. Pero based on our understanding, we have certain perspectives of things. Sometimes we are foolish. Sometimes the other person may be acting and doing something foolish. Pero inside of them, God resides. What they do is different than who they truly are. Their action does not define their true element. Do not be upset based on what maybe somebody has done something to you. Pero rise above that. Manda kisai na akhi hai. But akhar eho bujhi hai. You are the form of Akal Purkh. Understand this mystery that this homai will move away from you. Rise above gender. Rise above these impurities and purities. Murkha naal na lujhiye. Do not argue with a fool. Pyareo, enshrine that name of Akal Purkh inside of your heart. Gursikha man har Preet hai. Har naam har teri Raam Raje. All other pleasures move away from this world. When all those tastes have gone, you experience the true bliss and you will know and you will truly understand. You will know. Before that, you may not understand what Guru Sahib is saying through these sloks. But when you fall in love and all pukh leh jaye, all of these things, these tastes have gone away, you will understand what Sache Paatshah is saying. Gurbani is not about understanding. Gurbani is not about logic. Gurbani is about experiencing. Once you experience that, pyareo, you will understand what Sache Paatshah is saying. Maybe you may not understand it through my words. Maybe you may attack me on my words or upon the words of somebody else, another scholar or pracharak. Once you experience Gurbani, you will understand. So pyareo, let's fall in love with the Guru. Through the love, true understanding and wisdom and Brahm Gyan is obtained. इन्नियां बेनतियां प्रवान करनियां जी गज वज के फतेह बुलाओ वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह.